Artist name is MoneyOnly AP. Originally from Southern California, you know what I mean, but I grew up in Utah. You know what I mean? Living up in Utah, man, it was kind of crazy, you know what I mean, being as far as half white, half black, you know what I mean? There was a lot of unnecessary stuff going on growing up, and just as far as like racism and discrimination, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean, and I dealt with that the only way I knew how was fighting, you know what I mean, in school, especially in elementary, fighting a lot with other kids. You know what I mean? Then I just played a lot of sports. Next thing you know, I started getting in trouble, you know what I mean, a little bit, because the fight didn't stop. Just in the streets. What first got me into music, you know, was my dad and my stepdad, you know, both being from Southern California, growing up in the 80s. I really just grew up on hip hop mostly. You know, I like R&B, I like other genres as well. I mean, but specifically just came up on hip hop from my pops, family. I mean, just something you can move to, man. I mean, that's the type of stuff I was interested in. It didn't really have to just be rap or hardcore rap, but I really just grew up off gangster rap. Shit, man. Who inspired me to make music, man? That's a hard one. I mean, I've just been doing it for so long. I'd have to say my pops. I mean, my pops he was rapping in the 90s coming up, you know what I mean, in LA, just doing this thing. I used to be around. We used to be running around, be in the studio. And I mean, I was young. I remember I used to be passing out on the floor, you know what I mean, and they'd be up all night recording. And, I mean, that really inspired me to make music, because I used to listen to his music. And I mean, he's also just other rap artists, you know what I mean. So he's probably one of my favorite artists. He's definitely top 3 artists. My pops, for sure. I don't know, man. Like I just try to keep my mind open to new things, man. Like I try to be on the things that, you know, obviously that people don't know. You know what I mean? So I just try to let things flow. Spend a lot of time behind bars. You know what I mean? So when I was behind bars, I really wasn't in that creative mindset. So I mean, just coming back and getting that open, I've just been trying to adapt to everything, because you know what I mean. When you spend time away, you kind of lose that creativeness. The internet is crazy, man. I mean, like I said, I was gone for, last 5 years I was gone. And just even then, you know what I mean? Like, we're dealing with the phones, the social media, the internet, it's just crazy. Like, I was just thinking about it the other day, I don't think people would get as much exposure, obviously, as they do. And, you know what I mean? It's just, anybody can get on. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is make something that is gonna go viral, pretty much, and put something behind it and keep moving. So, I like it though. We evolve as we keep going. So, as of right now, I haven't done any live performances. I've just been putting music out. You know what I mean? Like I said, been in the streets, been in jail. I've been out of jail for almost 3 years now. So, I've just been focusing on getting caught up with everything, like the internet, all that type of shit. Because even when I first started doing music, it wasn't what we're doing now. So, I've just been adjusting and putting tracks out, putting out videos. But that's the next step. Is getting them shows in. Got a couple venues that I'm looking into. I just got to talk to some people about it. The truth is kind of crazy, man. Cause like I said, like I was a kid, and my pops was rapping. I grew up off of rap. Everybody loves music and shit. But when I was in the pen, and I was in the feds, and before that I was in the state pen. But I wasn't really on no music at all. Like, of course I bump my music and listen to my music. I had little shit that I kept to myself, but it was hard. It was hard to transition. Getting out and then putting in all that work towards music. Because like I said, I had to adjust to some things. I had no idea what was going on. So, but yeah, man. It definitely took me some time to figure it out. And I've just been going for the past year and put this push behind it and see where we go. I don't know how to call it, man, because I see a lot of people talk about it, and I'd be interested in those type of things. It's just, I don't know, it's different than what I grew up to, you know what I mean? So, I like new stuff that come out. Like I said, I grew up off of gangster rap, Tupac, Ice Cube, NWA, Bone Thugs. That's what I grew up off of, you know what I mean? But it's not to say that that's all I listen to, or that I can relate to. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's artists that's in the streets. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of unnecessary stuff that shades things going on there. Man, my number one artist ever, Tupac. I mean, Tupac hands down. As far as old school, as if like right now I have to say like, I really just listen to myself. But I fuck with Mozzie, Shelly Brew, I fuck with all the niggas up there. I fuck with a lot of niggas, but those probably at the top too. Everything I'm rapping about is something I've experienced, whether that be childhood, teenage years, growing up in prison, in the streets, family, whatever. Like everything, everything I rap about is about my life, so. Let me just tell my story, man, Tell my story, lead the way. I've always been a leader, man, So I just want to lead the way for others coming behind me, my kids, nieces, nephews, things like that, other kids in the community. But, hopefully we can make some profits off it, and look into other avenues as far as, generational wealth and, taking care of everybody that's involved. Man, fatherhood's like, this is a big thing for me as far as what's keeping me grounded now is, I couldn't be doing none of this shit if I wasn't a father, And it took me a lot to learn about being in and out of prison. I had to be out, be a fucking dad, So, that's number one priority. I gotta take care of my fatherly things first, and then, I can go do music, or I can go to the gym, or whatever. Being a dad comes first. I don't have many hobbies, man, that I can really come off the top of the head, man. I try new things, like I said. Just being, recently released from prison. The past couple years, I've been trying to do new shit. I like going hiking, shit like that. But mostly I just be gambling. I be gambling like a motherfucker. Shit. Obviously, the top two I said that, that I said are my top artists right now. Probably though, one I've been wanting to do is RJ. Fuck with RJ, that's the homie. Probably RJ be the one I want. I'll just say, like, just telling your story, man, and being creative and trying new things, man. Like, I get my peoples that hit me, send me a beat or send me this, or we talk about this stuff. So it's all, as far as me being a solo artist and like all the other people involved, like it's a community. We talk about this shit all the time, whether that be we're doing songs, we're doing videos, whatever it is, So, I just enjoy all of it because, everybody that's involved is, if they're, I grew up with them, they're considered family, friends, you meet new people, which is always good. So, just being involved and being able to tell my story. Man, it's had a big impact. I remember when Ice Cube came out with that song, Gangsta Rap Made Me Do It. And when he came out with that song, that's why I was just like, damn, bro, like that's the epitome of this shit. Like, Gangsta Rap made me do it, bro. That's what I lived off of. Like, that shit had a definite influence on my life. Things I chose to do. Things I listened to. And I was a strictly West Coast for a long ass time. At this point, man, for me, maybe back in the day I would have thought of it something different, but it's just, like, freedom, freedom and obtaining life, man. Like, I don't know how to put it because I spent so much time behind bars that like that shit changed my mind as far as my success. Like, as long as I'm free and I'm able to take care of my kids, that's all I give a fuck about at this point. Like, yeah, I want some money. I want to be famous. I don't give a fuck about none of that. As long as I'm free and I can see my kids, that's all I give a fuck about. I don't know. Like, I don't really do the comparison. I compare myself to other niggas and shit, but where I just rate myself as just me just being me, because when you hear this shit, people like, oh, he bit me, he did this, he did that. So I know like niggas can't say that shit about me. If motherfuckers say that shit, like, I don't know. People do it for trolling, whatever it may be, but I'm just me. Like I said, like, still to this day, I'd rather bump some Tupac than some other shit, but like, I just keep it G. At this point, it's it's the only option, it's the only way. That's what they tell you, and they say all these other things. If I get some other information as far as other aspects and other avenues we can explore. All I need is the information. So just beginning. And you're still learning things. You run into people, and they tell you things, and some of it may be true, some of it may not be true. People have been in places, so you just try to figure it out. But I'm not completely always going to be against it, but at this point, it's the only option. So.